Hey everybody. So happy Wednesday. Hopefully you slept in a little bit this morning. And now we're just going to learn a pretty simple topic today. Hopefully it ends up being as easy as I think. Probably something you could have figured out on your own if you really had to. So we're going to talk about how do I convert an angle measure given to me in degrees to an angle measure in radians. How do we convert those? Okay, so what do we know about degrees and radians right now? What are some angles that you know in degrees and radians? So if you think about your unit circle, there's a few key ones that you already know. Like, this angle right here, how big is this angle? Well, this is pi radians, right? And then how many degrees is this? 180. So we already know 180 is equal to pi radians. 180 degrees is equal to pi radians. Or if I go all the way around the circle, you know that 2 pi radians is equal to 360 degrees, right? Or you know pi over 2 is equal to 90 degrees. So we have some that we can look at. So all we have to do is use one of these relationships that we already know as a ratio, and then we can use that to help find maybe an angle measure we don't know. So for example, let's go ahead and convert, I don't know, 80 degrees to radians. Okay, so it's an 80-degree angle. Maybe we have a problem where they gave us the angle in degrees, but everything else is in radians, and so we need to match them up, right? So how do we do this? So what I like to do is we know 180 degrees is the same as pi radians, right? So we have 180 over pi equals, and so all we're going to do is just set up a little proportion, cross multiply, and solve for whatever we're missing. So do you think I put the 80 on the top or the bottom? Well, I'm going to put the 80 on the top because I have to keep everything consistent. So if I put degrees on the top here, then degrees have to go on the top there. Just throw an X on the bottom for what I'm trying to solve. And now I'm just going to cross multiply and solve. All right, sweet. So I get 80 times pi equals 180 times X. Cross multiply, divide both sides by 180. So 80 pi over 180 equals X. And then you have to look at how the questions are worded. In Delta Math, they might switch it up. They might want a decimal. They might want an exact answer. So if they want an exact answer, that just means they want me to reduce this. Oh boy. So that'd be 8 pi over 18. Divide that by 2. So that'd be 2 pi over 9. Okay? So 80 degrees is the same as 2 pi over 9 radians. Again, make sure that they don't ask you for nearest tenth, nearest hundredth, or whatever. All right, let me clear the board and we'll do another couple of examples here. All right, so what about this? So let's convert pi over 7 radians to degrees. All right, so again, I'm going to start with the ratio. Now, you can use any of those, pairs that we know. We know pi is the same as 180. We know that 2 pi is equal to 360. So you can use whichever ratio you want. They're all the same. I'll just stick with what I was just doing a second ago. 180 over pi. That's probably a good solid one to go back to. Equals. So I know pi over 7, so that's going to go on the bottom because it matches up with pi radians here. And then x on the top, because that's what I'm trying to solve for. So I'm just going to cross multiply. So I get pi x equals 180 times pi over 7. So that'd be 180 pi over 7, I think. And then I can just divide both sides by pi. So x equals 180 pi over 7 pi. So those pi's would cancel out. So I get x equals 180 over 7. That would be my angle in degrees. Okay, again, you got to check, does Delta Math want it as an exact answer? If so, just leave it like this. If they want it as a decimal, you just grab a calculator, divide that out, and then round to whatever they want to. Okay, so hopefully those two examples are good enough. Set up your ratio, x over whatever, cross multiply, solve, be careful with your rounding. So good luck.